Now I'm gonna be straight up about this. I suck at predictions. I never do them right. Like take a look at this. SCTV, welcome back. I'm your host GNF, and today is the best part of the year. And the season hasn't even started. It's Premier League prediction time. This time, you know what? Screw it. Screw the facts. We're doing this based on feeling. Because whenever I do it based on facts, I mess it up. So, without further ado, here is who's going to finish 20th all the way to who's going to finish 8th. Now, you're probably looking at this and going, that's kind of boring. Yeah, this is the easy part. It's the hard part is going to come next. Okay, who's getting relegated? Newcastle, because they're putting their hopes on Joelinton, who scored 11 goals last season. So that's not happening. They're going down instantly. Sheffield United signed a good amount of players, bunch of nobodies, and Southampton, I don't see any of their problems fixed. They still have freaking Shane Long up front, and the back four and the midfield. It looks like the same problems as last season, but this season it's gonna catch up to them. Keep going up this table, and other potential relegation candidates. I think it's going to be a battle between Southampton, Norwich, Bournemouth, Brighton, and Burnley. It's going to be a battle between Norwich, Bournemouth, Brighton, Burnley, and Villa to see who's going to get that last relegation spot and who's going to stay up. That type of thing. After that, it's boring. Wolves, after because they're in the Europa League this year, or they're probably going to be. I'm pretty sure they qualified or whatever. They're going to have not as good of a season because their squad surely does not have that type of depth to battle in both competitions competently. Okay, now for the fun part. 7th to 4th. Now for the fun part. 7th to 4th. We've got... Are you ready for this? Boom. Controversy all of a sudden. Okay, so Everton's not cracking in the top 6 this year. Maybe next year. Maybe the year after that. Not this year. Chelsea, Arsenal, United. I've gone for because the way I look at it is like this, all three of these teams, they have a pretty decent attack, right? Chelsea's got Pulisic and Pedro, and not as good as last season. But now, if you grade them based on their defenses, Arsenal's defense, as of right now, is a disaster. They still have Mustafi in the club. They're putting their hopes on Rob Holding, so not too confident about that one. So when I look at these, it was only Man United who actually properly reinforced their defense. And that's why I think they're going to finish above the competition. Chelsea, they've lost Hazard, so their attack and their defense have a bunch of problems, and I'm not convinced that Mason Mount is going to fix all of them. Okay, and now for the even more fun part, the top 3. Now, just a disclaimer, I honestly guessed. Okay? This top 3 could flip. Honestly, yeah. And also, I am not the kind of person to make boring predictions. I'm making the bold predictions, okay? Bold. You heard it. SCTV is making the boldest predictions on the planet. Okay, here we go. Man City, Spurs, and Liverpool to win the league. Now you're probably like, what the hell? Spurs? Listen, man. Spurs could sign Dybala or Coutinho, right? But regardless, I just think this is the year that Spurs will get more points. They're not going to win the league. They could win the league. Like, I wouldn't be absolutely 100% surprised if they didn't win the league. Okay, and this is where the controversy starts. Are you ready for this? 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. I'm going for City, Spurs, Liverpool. Don't get me wrong. Any of these 3 teams could win the league because that's just how the Premier League is. And most people are saying Man City is going to win the league, so I'm just going to pick them to flop because I'm just like that. You know what? I don't care. And then you've got Spurs and Liverpool. I think these 3 are going to battle it out until May, and then eventually this has to be 30-year anniversary of the last time they won the league. This has to be the year that Liverpool win the league. And I'm not just saying that because of obvious reasons. Okay. I just think Man City's gonna focus on the Champions League instead, and then they're gonna sort of fall off pace a bit. Tottenham Hotspur, maybe they'll sign Dybala and Coutinho. Regardless, I think they're a better team than United, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I think their balance in the team is better than all of them. They just need a little bit more consistency and stuff to actually challenge. Still, their squad is paper thin, and that could be a problem. And yeah, that's it. Player of the year is going to be. Player of the year is going to be. We'll say Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son is going to be player of the year, and top goal scorer will be Sergio Aguero. And newcomer of the year is going to be Christian Pulisic. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep it simple because, again, I'm not very good at predictions. So maybe this is the year I get it right. Who knows? It's been GNF. See you in a bit.